Hey everyone, welcome to my home and welcome to my channel, A Ginger Can. My name is Brian and today A Ginger Can continue on with the Raspberry Pi project. The Raspberry Pi project is something that I've been working on for amateur radio, so if that doesn't interest you, that's fine. I totally understand. You don't need to watch this video, but if you're even a little interested in computers or radio or Raspberry Pis, please give this a shot. So as I mentioned, this is part 2, and in this video I'm going to be downloading the operating system, putting it on an SD card, and then putting the entire computer together in the case and screen and everything. So let's get into downloading the operating system. Here we have raspberrypi.org. I'll have that link down below, /downloads, and we're gonna, since this is a Windows system, I'm going to click on Raspberry Pi Imager for Windows, and that's going to download. Alright, downloaded. Once it's downloaded, get it installed, and it'll look like this. So we're going to choose an operating system, and for this build, we're just going to choose the default Raspberry Pi OS 32-bit. We don't need anything fancy for this. For an SD card, see what we got here. We've got my D drive, don't want that. And then I've got my 64 gig SD card, so we're going to choose that, and we're going to click on write, and then we're going to click on yes, because this should be a blank SD card. If it's not, make sure you have a blank one, or if you're comfortable overwriting what's on it, because it's going to be gone. And we're going to click on yes, and it's going to download and write the operating system to the SD card. Once it's done, I'll flip the camera over and we'll get the case put together, we'll get the SD card in the Pi, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, so I swapped the camera over, and we're going to talk about a couple of things that I got going on right now. I took the case out and opened the accessory pack, took all the little bits out, all the screws and whatnot, ribbon cables. So we've got the screen, the base plate, the case, a couple of accessories that we'll talk about here in a second, the bag of screws and whatnot, the SD card, don't lose that, the fan that comes with the case, and the Raspberry Pi. So let's talk about the case. It comes with a couple of accessories, like these two back covers. This one's for the fan, this one's not. It has a place where you can add the hat. I'm not going to use this one, I'm going to use the fan, so we'll keep that. And then it comes with a couple of side plates here, and these two specifically are for the camera. I'm not going to use a camera, so I don't need those, but if you do, you have the option for a blank one or to attach Legos to it. And then lastly, it comes with these little standoffs, which are awesome because you can mount them to the table or you can mount them to a wall, and then you can have the base pivot on, or the case pivot on that. I'm not going to use those, I'm going to use this base. So let's get this little faceplate installed. It just snaps in like so, and then on the back, you take two of the little black screws and you put them in the top and bottom holes respectively. And again, this is because I'm not using the camera. And voila. The next step is we'll take the screen out. Let's see if I can get a good picture of this. Alright, so it has these little standoffs. You're going to want to remove those. And be very careful in doing this because this board is only secured to the screen by these standoffs. But we're going to remedy that in a second. I'm going to put the screen down. And to secure the board to the screen, we're going to use these little golden screws. The golden ones. Man, this light's terrible. And I meant to mention this. The only thing that you need for assembly for this is just a small Phillips type screwdriver. I have one of my jeweler screwdrivers that I've had for years. So with the board secured to the screen, we're going to make sure we get this in the correct way. Drops in like so. Oh, scratch that. We need to install the ribbon cable. It comes with two ribbon cables, a short one and a long one, and then the screen also comes with a short cable, but it's significantly shorter than the short cable that comes with the case. This long cable is for the camera, and again, I'm not using the camera. That goes over there. So we'll use the short one. And when you're installing the cable, pull this little lock lever out. The silver parts go up. The contacts go up. And then you push this down and it locks the cable in place. Perfect. So now with that installed, we'll run the cable through that opening and drop the screen back into the case. Make sure you have access to the cable. And these are going to be the short silver screws to secure the screen. And there's 4 of them. All right, the screen is secure. I have not removed the plastic. That's why it looks all scratched up. Now we are going to install the fan to the top of the case. I'm going to have it blowing into the case. And for that, I'll take 2 of the long skinny screws, feed them through, and then 2 nuts. It's not necessary that you use 4 for the fan. It's not a very high RPM fan. And there are options to drop the nut. There are options to lower the speed of the fan, and I'll show you how to do that. And another long screw, and I'm just going to do the diagonals. Alright, so these are more or less finger tight. They don't have to be super tight. We'll put that there for now. I'll take the Raspberry Pi out. One of the things you're going to want to do is install the SD card, because once the case is together, it's going to be difficult to get to. We'll lift the ribbon cable up, drop this down, lift up the locking tabs, and the silver goes forward. The silver contacts go forward. Gently push this in. No, I locked it. All right. Try to see it. Gently push it in and then lock it. There. That's good contact. Slide the ribbon cable back in. Now, if you're adding another hat to this, you can use the standoffs that came with the screen to secure the Raspberry Pi. And you use all 4, and then that allows you to install the hat. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to add these little nuts. This isn't necessary, but this just helps it keep secure. Because this will actually hold the Pi securely to the case. But I like to be extra careful. One's good. So for the fan, you've got your black and red leads. The black lead goes on the third, or pin 5. So if you're counting, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For high speed, you would put this on pin 3. For slow speed, you can put this on pin 2. And that's what I'm going to do. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like that, the Raspberry Pi is secure. The screen is secure. And we can slap it onto the base. Like so. And for the base, we'll use the largest bolts and nuts. So we'll back the bolts out just a little bit to drop the nuts in. This is a very well designed and well thought out case. Now alternatively, if you don't want to mount it this way or to a desk or a wall, the back of the case also has VSA 100 mounts. And there we have it. It is assembled. Now this is up to, it uses USB-C, and that's USB-C, but the screen uses mini USB. And that just plugs in back here. Make sure I have the orientation right. Like that. like that. And then you'll want at least 3 amps for this. I can tell you that 1.5 amps for both will not power the Pi, and it will not be happy. You'll get a lightning bolt. So this is a 3 amp 5 volt power supply, USB-C. And I like this one because it has a power switch. So let me flip the camera over and we'll get into some final thoughts and close out the video. That's all I got for today. I just wanted to get this project off the ground. We got the case put together. We got the SD card in the Raspberry Pi operating system loaded. In the next video, we'll get it booted up and get it configured. We'll start installing some of the software. I've got a special treat for that. So thanks for watching. This has been a Ginger Can. My name is Brian. My amateur radio call sign is Kilo 6 Oscar Golf Romeo. And today we can get the second part of this project going. So please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I will catch you in the next video.